Hello everyone. In the last few lectures, we talked about different kind of filters that are available. The first filter that we talked about was extract filter. Then we talked about the data source filters, context filters, dimension filters, and measure filters. In this video, we'll be looking at the general filters. So general filters are basically the filter options that are present when we are trying to apply any kind of filter in our data set. So let's say if I'm trying to apply any kind of filter in my data, there would be few settings that I need to do in order to apply these filters. These all settings that are general in nature would be appeared in the general section of our filters. So let's go to the Tableau screen and see how can we create these kind of filters. So over here, we are in our Tableau screen and we are working with the global superstore data. You know that we contain some dimensions over here like the subcategory and some measures like sales and profit. So let's try to create a simple filter on the top of the subcategory by sales and see how does that specific filter work. So for that, what I'll do is I'll double click on subcategory and double click on sales, and then I'll change this into the bar graph. I will put it in the entire view by selecting this entire view option. And over here, if I want to sort it in the ascending or descending order, I can do that. So let me sort it in the descending order. So the category which is making the highest sales should appear on the top, and the subcategory which is making the lowest amount of sales would be appearing at the last. Now let's look at how can we create some general filters. To create general filters, what you can do is you can drag the subcategory over here in the filters. And the first option that would appear is the general option. We have multiple other options as well, like wildcard, condition, and the top option. We'll take a look at these options in the upcoming sessions. So let's talk about first the general option. This general option is used to control whatever data is appearing on your screen. For now, the visualizations that are coming over here are related to every subcategory that is present in my dataset. So I think there are 17 subcategories in the dataset and all of them would be appearing over here. To control this kind of filter, what you can do is you can just simply turn off all the elements that you don't want to see in your dataset. Let's say I'm turning everything that starts with the alphabet A. So I turn off the accessories, appliances, art, then I can click on apply. And this would hide all the subcategories that start with A. Now we have these three options over here. Right now we are talking about the select from the list option, which is giving me a list of options to select the data from. If you want to select everything and if you want to show everything, what you can do is you can simply click on all and this would take every category over there. So if you are having multiple fields in your specific category, then you don't need to select each of them individually. What you can do is you can just click all and everything will be selected at once. If you want to select specific elements and if there are multiple elements that are switched on right now, what you can do is first you can click on none and then you can click on some specific ones. Let's say I want to see the art, fasteners and labels only. So I'll select that, click on apply, and it would show me only art, fasteners and labels. So this was the other option. Then I also have the option to enter the search text over here. Since right now my subcategories are limited to only 17 values, but what if we are talking about the customer data and there are multiple customers that are present in our list? Let's say we have customer's name and we want to find every customer that starts with name John or maybe contains that name John. What would you do? So you need to enter some text over here to find that specific customer. So for that, what I can do is I can click over here and right now, since I'm dealing with the subcategories, I'll enter a subcategory names. Let's say I want to search this chair. So I'll enter chair and it would bring my chair to the top. And also if you start that particular character with say, let's say my items are starting with F. So I'll just press F and it would then list every subcategory that starts with F. So this is very easy for the selection purpose whenever you are having the multiple options present over here. So it won't be easy to find your desired option. So at that time you can input the character, whatever character you want, and it would give you the results according. Then we have this exclude option over here. What this exclude option does is that right now you can see on the screen art, fasteners and labels are showing. But let's say if I don't want to see arts, fasteners and labels and I want to see everything else apart from these three options, what would I do? So in that case, you can just select all these options, whatever you don't want to see, and you can just click on exclude. This would exclude everything and it would only show you what has not been selected. So these options which have not been selected will be shown. If you look closely, art and labels have been crossed out. So if I don't want to see fasteners also, I can select this, and whatever options you will be selecting, they won't be shown on the screen after you click on apply. You can also see in the summary section that the filter is being applied on the subcategory field, and in the selection we have excluded 3 out of 17 values. So overall, if you want to count how many values are present, you don't need to count manually. Instead of that, what you can do is you can see in the selection that how many total values are present. If you have applied any wildcard or conditions, or if you have limited the data, it would be also shown over here. But since we haven't talked about these kind of filters yet, so everything should stay as same as it is. Then I can click on apply, and all the categories that I selected would not be shown over here because I have clicked this exclude option. So let's try to take a look at it in depth. So let's say if I'm choosing this show filter option, you can see on the right hand side, this would be the same filter that we have applied over here. If you have clicked on the general option and you have chosen this excluded option, right now, let's say if you want to apply this to chairs, so this chairs would be going from over here. So that means that exclude is applied on this particular filter as well. So whenever you are trying to show the filter, everything, every setting that you have applied on that particular part would be shown over here also and reflecting over here. Let's click on the show filter again. So let's first try to edit the filter. So over here, these were some of the options. Now let's say if you don't want to exclude it, I want to show everything. So I can click on all and click on apply so that every visualization is shown. Now the second option here is the custom value list. If you click on the custom value list, here you get the same functionality that you were getting in select from the list when you were entering the text over here. So in the custom value list, you have to manually enter the names over here. Let's say I want to see the tables, I want to see the art, and I want to see the labels. So I'll enter the values one by one. First, I'll enter tables. If you just enter half value and if you click on this search option, it would return you the whole result. So I can click on tables. The next one is fasteners. So I'll enter fast, and then I'll click search over here. I'll add fasteners also. If you want to add another category also, you can click over here. Let's say this time I want to go with the labels. I can type labels. If you want to search it, you can click on this magnifying glass. It would give you labels, and then you can add everything and click on apply. Now, if you want to clear the list over here, we have this clear list option over here. And if you also want to see the null values that are present in that specific data set, what you can do is you can select this option as well, that include all values when empty. If you want to exclude these 3 items and if you want to show the other items, you can choose exclude option and click on apply. And these 3 options would be excluded from your list. So this is working same as we were working with this exclude option over here. So the only difference between the select from the list and the custom value list is this search option. Over here, you need to enter all the text to search it or add it, and this would work same as select from the list. Then we have this use all option, which is basically using everything that is present in the data set. So after using this use all option, you can click on apply and click on OK. So every option is shown over here. Now, when is this useful? When this kind of filter is useful? So let's say if you are working with a customer data and here you have this customer ID. If you click on this customer ID and then you click on, let's say, sales. Now you don't want to see every sale. You just want to see the sales which are beginning with double A. So what you would do is you will just drag this customer name over here in filters, and here you can easily select other data. I'm sorry, my mistake. I had to drag customer ID instead of customer name. Here I can use this select from list option, and you can see there are multiple values that are present. There are 1519 values that are present, and deselecting every single one of them would be very time consuming. So what I can do is I can just click none option over here, select any value that I want to see. Let's say I want to see this AA315 value. Until here I want to see AA10645. So I'll select everything, and after selecting everything I can click on apply and okay, and it will only show me the relevant values. So this was the other option that we need to perform when we are selecting the huge amount of data set and we just want to filter according to our need. This is also useful when you don't want to see these specific values. Let's say if I'm taking the other way around, let's say I don't want to see these values, less than these values I want to see everything. So in that case what I can do is I can just press this exclude option, and this will show me every info apart from those values that I have selected. So these were the simple ways in which you can apply this general filter in your day-to-day Tableau visualizations. I hope this was clear to you. In the next session, we will be talking about the wildcard filters. Thank you.